Hello. Hello.
Yes, yes.
Yes, Usha, can you please start again? Sorry for the wrong connection. I don't know what is the problem.
Sure, not a problem. See, that is what our foundation sessions are there, right? So we are going to help you from the beginning. We can start from the zero. That's not a problem because we are going to cover what is a command prompt, how to open a system, how to open a browser, what is the tags in HTML. And yesterday, I'm not sure, I think it's Ravi, someone pinged in WhatsApp group, like what is the use of HTML? Is it necessary to learn HTML for manual or automation testing? If we are planning to learn Selenium, basic HTML knowledge is must. Selenium in the sense when we are using it for an automation testing, and the basic HTML knowledge is must because you're automatic a web application testing, right? So for an automation, if you want to automate something, these all are mandatory. You should know about the basic tags and attributes. Tags are nothing but opening tag, closing tags like P tag, H tag. We saw it, right? Today we are going to learn about more. And Java is mandatory for that. I mean, when you're asking me about a programming languages that we need to start from zero means it's okay. We are having a Java session also. That also will be covering each and everything. So that's not at all a problem. And trust me, the QA is the best platform for the beginners.
Okay.
Yeah. When you start to learn yes, when you start to learn this HTML, CSS, so these all will become easier for you to understand in different locators. What are the locators? How to create an object? So these all will be helped when you are going to the actual sessions. I mean, when you're performing a automation testing, when you're using the Selenium. So these all will be very helpful. So that is the reason we are learning HTML, CSS. These are all the basics.
Okay.
Yeah. And to start with the QA journey, these all are important. Yes. Tell me.
So it's like in a QA, it's like a automation and manual testing is also required. We have to learn the manual testing also or not?
No. If your path is only as a manual, I mean, if your resume is only for a manual tester, then you can go with a manual tester. If your resume is both manual and an automation engineering, then you need to learn an automation.
Usha, I also have a question. Like I spoke to Radhika about this because I was looking for manual testing, but told me that we need to have in this boot camp they are going to cover both the manual and automated testing. So I just wanted to ask, like, is it necessary for me to even learn the automated part if I'm choosing for manual testing?
No, let me tell you why. Currently, the manual tests. Okay, let me compare. Okay, manual testing means we should have a basic knowledge, like a 30% knowledge of what is an how to write a test cases, how to use a management tools. Only those comes under a manual testing. If your career is only for a manual tester, yes, you not require an automation testing. But why automation testing is see, even though you have a 50% knowledge on manual testing and you have 30% knowledge in an automation, you can easily apply for an automation testing resume jobs as a fresher. And the more jobs are available for an automation tester compared to a manual testing, because manual testing, there are many people outside. It's not just 1% or 100%. There are many people for manual testings. So it is good for us to learn an automation testing when you are having a chance. You can learn automation testing. It's okay to apply for a manual tester, but who knows, in that company
Yeah, the thing is, like, as Neha told, even in my case, even though I am from an IT background, I am like even though I'm an engineer, I'm completely like out of this computer coding. Everything is like I'm in the level 0. So people who are working in automated testing told me that in automated testing they require a little bit of coding, and manual there's no coding. That's the reason I chose for the manual testing part. So
I understand. But we are training here, right? You can learn here, not at all a problem. This is not like a 1 week session or a 1 month session. After 1 month, we are going to hit the job. It's not like that. It's a learning process, right? It's okay. Take your time. We'll be having a 2 weeks sessions. You go through each and everything. We'll be starting from the basics. Like I'll be starting from an actual 26 batch. We are going to start what is a manual testing. So each and every step we are going to cover it, right? The only thing you need to do is the 1 month training. You need to be very careful that as soon as the training completes, you need to practice immediately. So those all will be really helpful. It's okay. Don't worry about it. If you're starting from a 0, also it's not at all a problem. Trust me. Everyone will start like that only. Maybe You may get a gap like that. So it doesn't matter.
So
It's okay.
Usha, with the automation testing, you will cover the manual testing thing also, right?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
We'll be going to start with the manual testing, and once we are done and good in manual, then only we'll start an automation test.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Usha, I have a question.
Thank you for this clarifying this. It's a little bit a good boost for us.
Yeah.
Yes, I understand.
Hey Usha, this is Kavita. Even I am also having same problem.
Yeah, Kavita. No, don't worry about it. We
Yeah.
are going to start from zero and we'll
I'm
finish
having
each and
little fear
everything.
to talk also.
No, don't be shy at all. That is the reason, right? We need to ask questions, we need to speak, we need to interact. That really helps in when you're facing an interview. Trust me.
Yeah, it's true.
And
Yeah.
it is okay, right? And it is also good that we are discussing in the initial part of our training so that you can also understand your students in which level they are.
Yes,
Really.
that's really nice, guys. That's really nice. This is what I want actually. That is the reason of this foundation session, because these are really unplanned sessions, right? Because from the 26th, actually, we are starting a batch, but to know the basics of what is a computer also, we are ready to help you guys. So that is the reason we started this session.
And
so
yeah,
don't worry about it.
Usha, one more question. Like, so this boot camp from 26, like, what will be the timing of the boot camp? Will it be like late, like now it's night for us, right? So
Yes. No, we are definitely changing the timings, and Radhika will post you the same. She'll inform you guys, because it won't be this much night, because I can understand you all guys. It's okay. We are going to check with the timings, and Radhika will update you guys. So don't worry.
How much hours will be the class be? Like 2 hours or 3 hours or just 5 hours?
Maximum 1 hour. If
1 hour.
1.5 hours, that's it.
Okay.
It depends. If everyone is interested, then we may continue. If not, we'll just end it. It's okay. Because as we are like very new for the IT industry, so I don't want to sit, and it's not a movie, right, to entertain 3 hours with the topic.
Yeah.
So I don't worry. I don't do that to you.
Because the thing is that in an hour, whenever we do that class, and after that class we have to do our homework also, right?
Yes.
We have to
Yes.
review all the things. So we really need some time also to understand what we learn in the class.
Exactly, that will be really helpful. So that's what I don't extend the session. It's not going to be more than 1.5 hours. Don't worry.
Okay, good.
And Usha, what is the duration of this course? Means from 26th of September to?
It depends upon the sessions, guys. Like we are going to cover each topic in a day, right? If you're manual testing, I may take like 4 sessions like that. So if due to the doubts or due to some, we need more time. So it may extend to 2 more sessions, right? So it depends like that. Maximum it will be in the 20 days.
Oh, we complete the manual course only in 4 sessions, Usha?
Yeah, mostly. That is what, when we start something only, right, we will be understanding like if I'm going to start with what is the software testing, it may take 1 day for one. If someone didn't understand, it's okay. It may take 2 to 3 classes. I'll be explaining you from the beginning, right? So it's not a project training just to go and explain you everything and close. It's not like that. We are going to learn from the beginning. So it depends.
Can we get course plan, Usha, what all we will be covering?
Sure. I'll be just sending you, okay? I'll be sending you in the WhatsApp after this class. And someone raised Ahmed. I'm sorry, I'm pronouncing wrong. Yeah.
I just want to know the 1 hour class only for the foundation, and after that we're gonna have more hours, right? When the real classes starts.
Yeah, real classes starts, it may be more than an hour.
More than an hour,
1.5 hours or 2 hours. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, guys. Any doubts? Any more clarifications?
What all should we be aware of, Usha, if we want to go for automation? We will have to learn CSS, HTML, you told Java, and what all we should be aware of?
See, HTML and CSS. CSS is not required. Okay, CSS is just useful if you want to. Let me share my screen. Okay, you all can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So for example, I'm going with selenium.dev. Okay, this is one of the websites. You can take any website. Okay, in automation, why do we need this particular thing is, see, if I want to automate something, if I want to automate this browser, imagine. So if I want to, automation is nothing but a vice versa of the manual testing, right? Manual testing means I need to go to open this URL, I need to click on this downloads button. So this is what manually we are doing. What will happen in an automation? Automation, it opens this, I'll be just writing the code, it will open the URL, it will click downloads, and whatever that I have written in the code, it will automatically perform. So in an automation, if I want to click on this particular button, downloads button, I need locators, I need a web elements, because I need to tell my system, you please click on this download button. I can't write directly, please click on downloads on the screen. That is not helpful. So I need to write in a coding way. So I need to check, like, there will be some sort of coding, right? Please click this particular web element which has a span ID, span tag. So I used here span tag. I'm taking the element as span tag, contains text downloads. So whatever the text has the downloads with the help of a span tag, you please click on that. So like that, I'll be writing in the backend. So for that particular thing, we need to know what our tags are available. So mostly we'll be using these tags only. So that is the reason we need to learn a HTML. But this is not like, because anyways in automation testing, we are going to cover like what are the web elements, what is the locators and everything. So before that, if you know what is an idea, what is the HTML, what are the tags will be available in HTML. So if this UI looks like that, how it is looking. So just to learn those all, that is the reason HTML is mandatory, and CSS is not at all mandatory, guys, because CSS is for the styling purpose, and web designers use that mostly. QA team doesn't require that. And Java is really mandatory. You need to know the basics of Java, like core Java, what are the OOPS concepts in that, because it's okay. Once we are done with the session, like today's session, tomorrow I'm going to ask you guys question. It's maybe a 20 members in a class or a 40 members in a class, doesn't matter. I'm going to touch each and every person. Okay. It's not like a foundation sessions, you please, okay, someone say pass. It's not going to happen like that. In the actual sessions, I'll be reviewing you guys. Like means I'm going to check who answered me, who didn't answer well. So what needs to be, how to improve the sessions, so I'm going to help in all the ways. So Java is really mandatory. Once we are done with an basic concepts of Java, like for example, today we are going to learn OOPS concepts of Java, and tomorrow I'll be asking you the questions. After 2 days, I'm going to conduct a mock interviews. So those will be there. The topic and the homeworks, the tests, each and everything will be there until you get in your brain what is that particular OOPS concepts. I don't leave you guys. So don't worry.
Thank you so much, Usha.
Yeah. So don't worry about it at all.
So according to you, HTML and the Java are the mandatory to understand, right? Okay.
Are really mandatory, because only we are working on automation completely on those both. Apart from the Selenium topics. Coming to an automation testing, what is the Selenium? What is the web driver? So those also will be starting from an automation testing. From that sessions we are going to start. So these all comes under a manual test. Automation test. Okay. What is the Selenium? What is a web driver? What are the locators? And how to write a code? There are many topics in automation. Just don't worry about it. So the mostly we need automation is Java. That is really mandatory. And then Selenium. That's it.
So hardly it will. Okay, please.
Selenium is a language, Usha, or
no? We are using this. No, it's not a language. It's a tool we are using for an automation.
Okay. And Usha, one more question. Like in automation, we need code. Like there's coding, right? So what is the language that we're using? Is it Java?
Yes, in an automation testing, we are using a Java language, and you are using a tool Selenium, and we are using many frameworks for that, and we are using an ID called Eclipse. The installations part, this Friday, we are going to install everything, like what all are required for an automation or a manual testing. So those all softwares we are going to install in this Friday, and from I think 26, right? From 26 we are going to start the actual batch. So at that time we don't waste on software installations and everything. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
From 26 hardly we will be completing our course within a month. Usha, is that right?
Yes. Okay. Exactly.
Okay. I want to ask one question. Why this span tag we are using? Is it HTML tag or is it in Java?
It's a HTML tag. These all are comes under a HTML. See, you can see here, right? HTML document. And okay, don't worry. Today we are going to
because you given that tutorials, we read until that CSS only. I have not seen that tag, so
yes, I understand. See, guys, we can't cover all the tags because it's not like the 10 tags or 20 tags. We are having a number of tags, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
Just to get a basic idea of HTML, I just went to that. Not at all a problem.
Okay.
So, okay, can someone tell me what is the full form of an IP?
Internet protocol.
Internet protocol.
Internet protocol.
Perfect. So, how to check an IP address in a system?
IP config
/all to access everything.
Yeah.
Perfect. So, okay, what is the use of a NAT? Why NAT is developed?
It is a collection.
There are so many devices. One address.
I'm sorry.
It is a collection of number of IP address where we have one unique IP address.
Perfect. What is the full form of NAT?
Network
address
Translation.
Protocol.
Perfect. Okay. So, why should we need testing? What is the use of the testing?
To get
Bug free
To see if the
application is bug free and it's running in a improved
As per the
able to
up and
give
running.
matching the
performance.
requirement.
Okay. Okay.
Testing is the process of executing the program to find the error.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So how to remove one folder in my system through command prompt? How is it possible? What is the command to use to remove?
Remove.
RD.
Remove directory.
RT.
Yes, exactly. To create a folder?
MKDIR.
Perfect. To copy from one files to another file?
Robocopy. From
Yes. And for Mac users, guys, yesterday I have gone through that. As of now, I'm working on OS, so I'm not sure about a Mac, but I have gone through a few commands and I'll be sharing you in the WhatsApp. Okay. I'm not sure whether these both are, OS is different from a Mac, right? So I'm not sure whether both commands are same or not. I'll be sending you a list of Mac for the same what we discussed today, so you can check in the Mac if that. And tomorrow session, who are using another Mac users, you can help them, guys, if you want with those commands, because I'm sorry, I'm really bad at Mac. I don't have any Mac OS device. So just ignore. And okay, what is the full form of HTML?
Hypertext markup language.
Okay.
Markup.
So perfect. So yesterday we have gone through a few tags of HTML. So like we have a questions like, do we need HTML? Yes, we do need. So today we are going to, as it is a Sunday evening for you all guys. So today we are going to do something fun, okay? Like we are just going to create a small web application, like just like a form or a page or something like that. So just to make sure how actually web interacts, okay? First of all, hypertext markup language, it is a language of World Wide Web. Okay, www. You'll be seeing the URL with www, right? So World Wide Web. So now the HTML released year, this is what the started is 1993 and the latest version is HTML5. So this is as soon as if you are seeing something in HTML in w3schools.com or Geeks for Geeks anywhere, you will be seeing the logo as HTML5 because this is the latest one. These all are the versions. No one is going to ask you what is the HTML released year, but just for our knowledge, I'm telling you, it started in the 1993. At that time only they started the web designing, and HTML5 is the latest. Okay. So can you tell me what are tags? I mean, how many types of tags are available?
We have the opening tag and the closing tag.
Number of tags.
You can see the screen very clearly. Okay. There are tags are composed of three things. Okay. One is an opening tag and one is a content and one is a closing tag. Opening tag is nothing but this one. open B. B is nothing but, do you know what is the B stands for?
Body.
Bold.
Body.
Bold letter.
Yeah, bold.
Bold.
Yes.
Bold, guys. Body, we are giving BODY only. For the B is either you can, for bold, you can use as a B or a strong. That also helpful. Okay, strong. Strong also comes under a bold only. So B is nothing but an opening tag, and this is the closing tag. Whatever it is written in the middle, it is nothing but a content. Okay. So tell me, do all HTML tags have an end tag?
No.
No.
No. No.
Perfect.
No.
Yes. For few, we don't need it end tags. Like for examples, the break tag.
Break.
Yeah.
Yeah, and an image tag. For these, we don't need any end tags. Okay, there are few tags which doesn't require a closing tag also. So how many types of heading tags does HTML have?
5.
Six.
Correct, guys. It's like H1 to H6. We are having a 6 different. So how to create a hyperlink in HTML?
Tag
H1 closing tag.
Yeah, it's an anchor tag. href. Href is nothing but if you want to redirect from navigate to one page, that particular link you are going to give in the href.
Yes.
Perfect. And this is the structure. Like if you want, I'll be just sharing you this document. Don't worry about it. HTML page structure. What is this means? Tells version of HTML, this doc type. And this is the opening tag of HTML, closing tag. You know the head, right? It is nothing but like a page titles and the styles. Those all you can write in a head tag. And body is nothing but whatever you see in this particular bar, it is nothing but a body. So everything will be written in the body. And title is nothing but here you can see as a new tab, right? This is the title. And okay, H2 paragraphs.
Usha, title and heading are the same thing, right?
No. Title is nothing but a web browser title. See here you can see, for example, if I'm opening again a Selenium. See what is, who asked me a question, only that person answers, okay? So you tell me what is the title of this particular thing? This, the
Selenium dot.
This is the URL. Okay, this is URL.
Okay, this is URL. Okay.
So what is the title of this page? Title doesn't be, we discussed as per the HTML body, whatever is written in the body comes under this bar. Okay, I'm showing this bar, this complete starting green to this ending white. This all comes under a body. So
Body, okay.
the body, we are using a head.
Okay.
So Selenium, this is the title.
Selenium,
You can
okay.
see here an icon and a Selenium, right? This is the title, and this is the URL, and this is the body. In this body, this comes under as a heading, for example, or the heading you can keep somewhere in the left corner. So this comes under a heading, but this is the title. Okay.
This is the title. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah, thank you.
Yes. So, I mean, today after the session, anyways, you are going to do a small homework. So you'll understand clearly. Don't worry about it. And this is the sample code. If you want, you can try with this. And I mean, what are the uses of HTML? Why learning HTML? What are the advantages and disadvantages? So you just go through this all, guys. I'm not going to explain because this is just one-line words and I want you to read. And tomorrow I'll be asking you what are the features, why HTML, advantages and disadvantages. And coming to the Sublime Text 3. We are using a text editor called Sublime Text 3 for this particular HTML thing because it is a free and also a cross-platform. It supports in Windows, Mac, and Linux users. Any users in any operating systems, this is available. Why not Node+? Because it is not available in the Mac. No support for Mac. So just everyone install a Sublime Text. You can install directly. You just open the browser and Sublime Text download. That's it, guys. The first one. Whatever you see, the first one, you just download it. You know the installation, right? As soon as some .exe files comes here, pop up, and you need to click next. That's it. Installation will be very easy.
Hey, hi, why we require this Sublime Text?
I have a question, Usha. We can also do it in the Notepad, right? That's what it says on the.
Yes. We can do it in a Notepad also. Let me tell you the difference between a Notepad and a text editor. If it is a Notepad, I need to like if I'm sorry, I'm really new to this HTML. So if I'm using a notepad, I may forget sometime. I opened a HTML. Okay, as this is the first line, yeah, I remember HTML open and close. And the next as head open and close. I remember these two very well. Okay, once this is done, I'm going to open a body. And I may forget to close the body tag. Okay, and I'll start writing the heading tag keyword. So I may forget something. So I'm not sure where is the error. If I want to know where is the error, even though if I'm running it, still the browser is not working as expected. So I maybe check what is the error, but I don't remember to close the tab which I opened. That is really happens a lot for everyone. So if it is a Sublime, like a test editors, okay, eventually the basic program you can start in the Notepad. But if you want to implement a more like one complete page or one complete form, this really helps you guys. It's not only for helping, it's a lot of time saving. Anyways, we are not going to learn.
Is it tell us that you forget that? Is it show like pop-up or like that?
Sorry, pop-up means?
Means is it show a line where you forget to close any tag or like that?
It's not sure. It depends. If yeah, okay. If I want to, for example, I'm going to give you a homework tomorrow. Let me go with this example. See, I'm asking you to create this particular form. I want you to type a name, password. So this consists, here you may see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, approx 10 lines of code. But when you started actually writing the code, it will be like 30 lines of code. So it happens. And moreover, the best practice to use is an editor. So once you start using an editor, while you are learning and manual and automation testing, these all will be really helpful. So what are the editors? Why we need to use an IDE? So this all you'll be learning slowly. Don't worry about it. So editor is like, we need to do something in an editor instead of a notepad. Notepad is a basic thing, like the starting. How many times see? The first code, it's a small code like a username, password, and a login button. Only those 3 lines. So you start with a notepad for the first time. And second time, you'll be definitely using the same notepad to copy paste this, at least the top ones, and you just replace the names, right? So instead of doing, if you're practicing for 3 to 4 forms, so I don't prefer a notepad. You just always use a text editor because this really helps. And see, let me save this, then you can see. Project Wynisco. Always save with .html, whether it's a notepad or a Sublime or any kind of text editors, notepad plus, always you need to save with .html. Then only you can get the access of the browser. When you're saying with .html, it automatically, defaultly, it will attach to your browser, that particular thing.
Yes.
So let me show you. When you're saying with .html, here you can see, as my browser, default browser is Chrome. So that is the reason I got Chrome. If your default browser is Firefox Edge, you can see that particular icon. So whatever you are written in that particular thing, this will open like this. So why editor? Because see here, we are not a web designers. Okay, we are not a UI designers. So we don't waste time in typing each and everything. If you are a UI designer, then you can practice more with the notepad because you need to remember each and everything. But we are not a web designers. We are a automation, QA engineers. So we don't require this all.
So you are asking, you are telling that to use this for writing HTML code to design that form.
Exactly.
Okay.
To design the forms, to whatever you are practicing regarding the HTML, you just practice with a test editor.
And one more question.
It really saves your time. Yes.
And one more question. For saving HTML file, we require to enter quote and file name and .html.
Yes. To save something. No, this particular file is nothing but to create a file.
No. I am saying you that you save this file on desktop project or.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. But you have not entered that double quotes. I did that file, 2-3 files, but I save it like by using double quotes.
Double quotes. Where
while
saving?
Yeah.
Yeah, please share your screen if you want. Okay, I'm going to save. I have opened a new file in the Sublime. I'm just going to click Control S to save somewhere this particular folder. But where did you enter a double quotes?
Here only on file name, I enter double quotes file name .html.
Okay. .html, and then you close the double quotes.
Close double quote, yes.
Okay, I think this also works. I never tried it. Yeah, it's working like that also. But
yeah. I done that like that way, so I am asking.
Okay. Thank you. Because even I never checked like that to start, because whenever I just insert some name, it automatically saving, right? So I did not try with the double quotes. Yeah, guys, you can even try with the double quotes. And who is this? Who answered this? Who asked me this? Thank you. Yeah, thank you for letting me.
But Usha, I just want to ask you why we need to use the double quote.
That is what
I learned this in my my
because
home.
okay, why double quote in the sense coming to an automation, I mean like coding side, whatever we are returning in a string is nothing but whatever you are typing some name, for example hello, so this is nothing but a string. Okay, whatever the text you are entering inside of double quotes is nothing but a string. Maybe she tried in that way, in a double quotes she just created it. It's not required to use a double quote. It's okay.
But if we are not using closing that double string, it is not showing, Usha.
What is, I mean, I saved just now, right? This project Wynisco without double quotes.
Yeah, for saving the name, I think double quote, it will not take as an error. You can close it, it will consider as a character like that.
Yes, it's just a text. I mean, it's just, see, this project Wynisco is not like a string or something. It's just a name of this particular file. So I think double quotes is not required for OS. I'm not sure about the Mac users. Double quote is not required for the OS operating system.
Also, it's not required.
No,
okay, guys.
Maybe she is asking that she was not closed the double quote, but the system is not showing as error.
I think
no. I have used double quotes for every file. I have done that homework. For that, I have used that double quotes.
Okay.
Yeah, even I also use. If I forgot while closing, it is not showing.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I understood. See, that is the reason I did not start with a double quotes, because the tag is mandatory. Whatever you are opening something, you need to close. So if you're not doing that, so obviously it turns into an error.
Yeah.
So it's okay when you are creating a file names, when you're saving, we never ever use, it's a best practice not using any kind of double quotes and all, because you may get habituated in your Java programs and like that also. So it's okay. It's not required. Today you just practice without a double quotes. Okay, then you'll be getting hands-on experience on it, not using it. So perfect. So we are going to start with the title again. Wynisco. That's enough. And whatever. Okay. Can someone tell me where I need to write a style tags inside a body?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Is it yes?
No.
The style tags is written in a body.
Head.
Inside the style was going
inside heading.
Okay, let me tell you.
Style in paragraph heading.
Paragraph or heading 1 or 2 or 3.
Perfect. You can write, see, if you want to use this style, cascading style sheet for the entire body, whatever the code is written in the body, if you want to use for all the tags, you can write it in a head tag. Simply create one open style and one closed style. And you can write, for example, if it is a H1, you can write what all you require. And if it is a P tag, you can write what all. So even you can write a style tag in this particular thing also, like I'll be showing you. For example, so if I want to create a form, so what I need to start with? Let's start. I'm going to take a H2 heading because H1 is really a big font. Whoever having systems, they can even practice along with me. Not at all a problem, because I'm just typing because it takes time.
Usha, I have a question.
Yes.
So where is H1?
It's not there. That's what you can use any tag. It's not like heading should always start with a H1.
And when we use that title, it not shows anything.
Is it? Okay. See, I have mentioned in title, Wynisco. Let me just check out. Because I have created a project Wynisco. Let me go back to my project Wynisco. I'm going to delete this, delete me. Okay, project Wynisco. I'll just open. There, Wynisco. This is the title I'm talking about.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay.
So whatever the title you named it for, so that will be here. This is the title and this is the heading.
Okay.
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 So I have a question, Usha. Is it like okay if we can miss H1 and straight away go to H2, or we need
Yes,
to do
yes.
H1,
See,
H2?
guys, it's
Okay.
not like I want to see if I'm going to use a H1 tag, the font will be little bit big. So that is the reason I preferred H2. See, some websites, there is no heading only. You can directly go with the paragraphs or whatever you can. So it's not like this particular thing should be like this. Nothing, nowhere like that. You can use anything. You can start with a paragraph tag, or you can start with the input labels, or you can start with the drop downs also.
Okay. So we can start with H3 also. We don't need H1, H2.
Yes, H3 also. Exactly.
Okay.
You can start with H6 also. Doesn't matter. There is no rule to start with H1.
Okay.
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 So this is the heading. Now I'm going to start a form. Form is nothing but to create some login page or registration page. For all those purposes, we need a form. Okay. Form is nothing but just like username, password, name, class, roll number. It all comes under one form. Okay. So there is a tag called search bar open. Let me just create this. See, if you want a accurate formatting, like indentation, I'm not sure whether anyone in an control, yeah. See, for example, if I want to keep all together with a good format, just you select each and everything, control A, you just go to the edit and go to the line, you just re-indent. So you'll be getting a format, one format. I mean, as of now, it's really good. Once we start writing more code, then you'll be understanding what the format I'm talking about. So I just opened a form. Yeah, someone is getting sleep. There is a tag called mark you. Anyone know what is a mark you?
No.
In some websites, you can see, right, there will be scrolling. If you are some marks sheet, if you want to know the result of it, websites, you will be getting a scrolling. So let me show you. See.
Oh, okay.
It will go like that. So that is nothing but a mark you tag. We are just going to learn. If you are seeing some website, as soon as if you want to automate this particular thing, you need to remember that, okay, there will be a tag called mark you. So as we need to take the code from that particular mark you tag. So that is the reason to know just the basic knowledge of the tags. These are really helpful. The HTML.
So Usha, this is moving like welcome to training, that is called mark you.
Yes, exactly. I have written this particular test in the mark you, so it is moving. If it's another test. So now I want to create a form. Form is, first of all, form is nothing but, this is a sample. Okay, tomorrow I want this particular thing, but today I'm not going to show you exactly the same thing because I know you guys are smart. So here you can see it as a name. To type this particular word name, what I need required is I need to label it. Okay. See, this is the use of the text editor. As soon as I open a Notepad tag, automatically the closing tag will come. Yeah. So this really saves the time. So first name. Okay. Now I'm going to give an input. Input is nothing but I required here a text box. That means I need to type something here. So always starts with an input. Type is nothing but text. Text is nothing but I'll be getting a box. So for that sake, I need a text. And name, you can keep anything. First name. These are really mandatory, guys. Like name, it's a good practice to keep an ID also. ID is nothing but this particular first name has a unique name. So for that purpose, ID is mandatory, because in actual websites, if you see somewhere here, or let's go with the Selenium only. I'm just going to inspect this particular Selenium heading. inspect. See, this is a SVG. SVG is nothing but an image, okay? SVG, and see, it has an ID name, Selenium logo. In this complete entire website, this ID name is unique. No other Selenium or no other text will not have this particular Selenium logo. So this is a unique name for this complete website. So like that, when we are practicing a HTML code, there should be one ID. It is nothing but it's a unique name. It has only one time, that's it. In the complete website, it will be only one name. So it's a unique name. So let me leave like this for now. So I'm expecting first name, and in some websites, you can see the default, like in this text box also, they'll be entering first name. So when you click on that particular, okay, let me show you. There is two things. If it is a value, I'm entering value as a first name. See, you can see the first name here. Again, I need to remove this particular first name and I need to enter mine. That is a value. Coming to the placeholder. If it is a placeholder, what is the difference between a value and a placeholder? See, even now I can see a first name, but when I click here, I don't need to remove it. I can automatically enter it. So that is the difference between a value and a placeholder. This is also, you need to remember, guys. So if it is a value, again, let me type. I'll just type a small thing. See, I need to remove the text, what it is written. Then only I can enter something. That comes under a value, because mostly we don't use this value. If it is a placeholder, then it's okay. I no need to give this particular label. In some cases, there will be only text boxes, but we can't see any label, because here also I can see as a first name, and here automatically the placeholder is telling me to enter a first name. So I don't require, this is a smart website, because I don't want any labels. In text boxes itself, I can see the first name, last name and everything. So I can just type whatever it is. So like that, we can differentiate the websites. It differs from the website to website. So now I have given a first name, and I'm going to take one more last name, because form consists of a first name, last name, right? Last name. And you should change the ID name, because it's a unique thing. And why these ID name, class names, why I'm talking this, you will be understanding in an actual, when you're hitting an automation testing, you will be covering this part. So don't worry about it. These are really mandatory for now. ID name or
so this names and all always comes in the label. Like we have to remember this, like the names it come in the label.
No, it's not. You can. This is a basic HTML. You can start with a label, but in an like a static website. If it's a static website means any idea? Anyone, guys? What is a static website?
No pictures, nothing, just the body.
Maybe it won't change.
No,
Static. Like
Yep.
dynamic.
We cannot add anything.
Exactly. Static website is like a dummy website. Just means you just go and you just check something and you just close it. You can't save any information. You can't save any data. You can't navigate to any other things. So there is no like backend, no backend for that. It's just a front end application. See, what we are doing today is nothing but a static website. So we can't. I just created a label, but even though if I enter something, there is no option to save it, right? There is no database, nothing. So it's just a static website. So for these kind of websites, this is mandatory label. If you want to create a form, this is it. If it is a dynamic website, it's not just an HTML or some CSS. There'll be different languages. Like we have learned, right? The frameworks they'll be using for the front end view, for the back end view languages. And for this both, they require some frameworks. I think we come. What are the front end languages? You tell me.
JavaScript.
HTML.
Yeah, JavaScript comes under both front end and also a back end. Okay, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So these are basic front end. Okay. So what are back end languages?
Java,
Python.
Python, Node.js.
Well,
yes. So these comes under. So what are frameworks?
.NET.
So basic static website is nothing but like a HTML, JavaScript, the basic thing. So when you want to interact more and when you want your code, when you want to perform more actions, like if you want you want a slideshow in the website, like all the images should be slideshow, and it's coming to the Amazon. If you're taking it as an Amazon, there are many features in this, right? It's not just a normal website. See, if I'm going to click on this, there is a slideshow and there is a divs, and you'll be getting, if you are searching more recently, that also will help see new arrivals. So you can see a lot. So to use these many functions in one.
Hello.
Hello.
To get.
We cannot
Hello.
hear you, Usha.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's okay. I'm sorry. My internet
Sometimes
connection.
it is happening like that only, Usha.
Oh, I'm really sorry. Yeah. As of now, it's raining worse. It's my weather is not good, so maybe my internet is breaking now and then.
Fine.
I'm sorry for that.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah. So if you want to use your website in a more dynamic way, that means you need to save and you need more images, more functionalities, more drop downs, and the website is very huge. Then you need help of frameworks, okay, to interact more easily with the web page. So there you need a framework. So slowly you'll be understanding. Don't worry about it, because we are not a UI designer space. Okay. So label is mandatory. If you want to check something like a first name, this is just a basic form. So
Usha?
we are going to keep it as a yes.
In your last name, there is a placeholder. It will be first name or the last name?
Yeah, it will be the last name. Thank you. So here I can see, let me close this to my browsers. So first name and the last name.
Yes.
Okay. So if I want it, what is the use of a break?
BR.
If we go to next line.
To break the line.
If we break the line.
To go to the next line, right?
Yes.
Exactly. So if I use a BR, it will go to the next.
Will go.
Oh, okay.
We
And
need
if
to
we
give
need
one
to-
more break, I think.
If we need any space between that, what do we need to do, Usha?
I'm sorry.
No, if we are going to next line, then only we need to do the break, right?
Exactly. For the next line, we'll be using the break.
I'm asking, like, if we need to keep it distance, like after first name, second name, if we need any like extra space, like.
Yeah, you can use the one more break.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's it. See, actual website designing won't happen like this, but this is just to know the tags. What are the basic tags and what all are required, only that part. Because actually, if it is an Amazon website, that registration page, okay, let me show you an Amazon registration page, how it's not as simple as what we are writing.
Yeah, definitely.
What we are writing is just a basic understanding how much is required, that's it. See, here you can see, let me just inspect. If you want to see this particular code, I'm going to inspect. See, let's check where the form starts. I need this form. Where? See, here you can see the form. See how many they have written form. ID is nothing but I told you, right? It's always a unique name. So it consists of name and method post. There are many more. And an action to just, there are many things they used. See, there is an input type hidden. Name something, input. There are many things. So remember guys, input is mandatory if you need this particular text box. And for this particular name, let's check what they have written. See, label. Even he used a label for some class name and your name as a label. And this is a text box. And this is a div. So he divided each and everything into div. So we don't require this much huge, but you know, right? Label consists of some name and input type means, so just a basic form. What we are doing here is just a basic form and a very basic knowledge of HTML and CSS. We don't want to design for any websites, right? So that's not our part. So just a basic thing, just to know what is what. Yeah. And let me quickly create a few more. Email, text.
Email.
I don't require a placeholder for each and everything because anyways we are having the labels. So still what else will be there after email? Okay, let me take with the gender. So now we will
Hi,
using...
Usha.
Yes, tell me.
I need to ask one question. For email ID, we need to enter a number also, right?
Yes, for number also.
Yeah.
That is the reason text. Text means you can enter alphanumeric if you want an alphabet. So to use some special validations, that means I need @ symbol is mandatory in email. Then you will be using a JavaScript.
So is there a limit of maximum like number of characters also, like a limit?
Yes. That's what those all comes under a validations part. The UI designers, they need to keep some validations, right? For an take this because this is very interactive. So I'm just taking this. For example, I'm going to give some stupid number, contact number, and it's anyways optional. So password is just test 4 digits. See here, the password must be at least 6 characters. So even if I continue, it shows me a validation. So this part comes under a backend. So they need a JavaScript to perform these all things.
Because if it is less than 5, it won't accept, right?
It won't accept. It is showing some error message. It is throwing an error message for me. So these all comes under a validations. So we don't require any kind of validations. We need validations how to perform a negative scenarios in a manual and automation testing, but not as a UI designer. We don't need to learn validations.
Okay. And here. Usha, like you told, for @ you need to even for @ this test is enough input type.
I'm sorry, for the @
like in email when we write the email address, there will be @ is mandatory, right? So
yes.
going to come under this test.
Validation.
No. I'm asking you told in this text.
Input type. She is asking for input type.
Input type.
No. We don't just this particular input type is just for a text box to enter something. @ is mandatory. So those all doesn't comes here.
Okay.
We can keep as a mandatory. I'm not sure because.
So is it sufficient for writing only test input type
That's
as a
required.
test?
You want the email address to be typed in a text box. That is required for now.
Okay.
Right? Okay. We are not going to keep any validations. We don't require those all stuff because. And do you know what is a radio button? Any idea what are radio buttons?
Multiple options are there.
Yeah, yes or no. Either to click one button or a no button. That's it. So for the gender, we are going to give a radio button. Radio button. Yeah. And I'm not taking any label for male. I'm just using the male at the starting. So here the type instead of text, I'm going with radio. Let's check what it comes. So this is a male. And the same thing for a female radio. This is a female.
If you want to add the CSS effects, we can add here itself.
Yes, we can do. I'll be doing a basic CSS. Don't worry. So here you can see, right, gender, male and female. If you want a radio button for this is what the radio button is. For radio, the type should be radio. Break. So the break is not here. Here. Still, what else the form has? We have discussed about it. Okay, now we are going with checkbox. Any idea what is a checkbox?
Yes, correct. Right symbol.
Multiple options. Yes, for the multiple options, if you want to select one option. Or for example, let's take with an example of age. For
date of birth.
Here type is checkbox. So whatever you want it as a type, you need to mention. If it is a text box or if it is a radio button or if it is a checkbox, everything you need to be mentioned in a type order. So minor and a major. For example, minor means less than 18 years, for example. So now I have entered input checkbox minor 18 years is 1 and checkbox major, which is greater than. Okay, so I have given here 2 checkbox. So let me just click go. So I couldn't see any Okay, let's give me break.
One more break.
As we are the beginners, we are using breaks, but they don't use breaks. Everything will be in the CSS itself. So here it's a less than 18 years and the greater than 18 years. So if I want a space between this particular checkbox and the less than 18 years, that means here if I want a space, for the space, I'm going to take end symbol.
Okay.
NBSP. Okay. Just see and NBSP. You got a little bit of space. Did you observe?
Yeah.
Yes.
So this particular NBSP is nothing but a space. If you want to give some space, this is the basic things, guys. Don't think it's an actual registration page. No one will do like this. For the small static websites, this is what a basic thing. So there is a space. For the space, you can give that also. So checkbox, radio button is done. So now we are going to give, okay, you tell me, I'll just type what we are giving now.
Hey, Usha, I have a question.
Yes, please ask.
Yeah, you put this 18 years, but why did you not put that 18 years in double quote?
Because I don't need any string here. If I'm keeping in a double quotes, the same double quotes will be visible here also, because it's just a text which we are entering. So, okay, let me tell you. Okay, you're asking this only, right?
Yeah.
No. Yes.
Okay, so let me show you. Whatever I entered there, the same thing will come here. But I don't require here. If you want, you can. It's okay.
But
Doesn't matter.
But Usha, in every other like first name, last name, we are using double quote and it's not showing on the screen. But while putting on the 18 years, it is showing on that screen. So
no,
why this kind of difference showing on the screen?
No. I mean, wait, I'm sorry. For the first name, we did not keep any double quotes, right?
Oh, in input type, but you're
in the placeholder and in the first like placeholder, and after that in the first name it's showing double quote.
Okay, I understand now. I'll answer your question.
Okay. Okay.
So here the ID placeholder, we have taken it. Here I did not given those. See, if I take here an ID, yes, I'll be keeping here less than ID and a placeholder. I don't require this for this particular thing. And this 18 years is nothing but a text which I'm here entered male and female, right? The same like I have entered this text. Instead of creating another label, I have just whatever the text I want to be typed here, the same thing I have given. I mean, you're not understanding. When I add a CSS, then you'll understand. See, here I have given a gender, right? Gender. I took it in a label, but this particular male and female, I don't require any tags. I just simply given the text male and female. The same way I have taken this less than 18 years, greater than 18 years. It's just a dummy text for me, just to type some text. That is only okay. Let me explain you more clear. Where this something I have disturbed it.
You've given a code.
Okay, so this less than 18 years and greater than 18 years, it doesn't come in the input tag. I mean input tag in the sense, in this particular line, it is not there. I can even give here. Okay, let me give separately here. Then you understand. So it's a different line I'm taking here. See, this is what you're talking about in input, and you are asking me why we didn't give any double quotes here. If I'm keeping a placeholder here and I'm keeping less than 18, yeah, then I'm going to give that particular thing. But here in this checkbox, I don't want any placeholder. Placeholder is something, see here you can see a first name. So in this particular checkbox, I don't need any placeholder. Okay. So that is the reason I did not give any placeholders. So this is just a normal text like how I have given male and female. Yeah. So the same way, less than 18 years and a greater than 18 years. So that's it.
Okay, yeah. And now I got it. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you
now I can see the difference. Yeah.
Yep. And now we are going to go with an options. Any idea what is an option? Why we'll be using an option? Okay, if you want to use a drop down.
Data
drop down.
Select it.
For
we need to
yes,
remember
for giving
because
selection to choose
exactly we
any,
need to select. Yeah,
choose
we need
anything.
to select something like for example, which
Of
state
birth.
you are from.
Or any date of birth or something like that.
Or if you want to select any movie.
Exactly. Yeah, Sunday evening, I know. Okay, so we need to check with an option, because every time the drop downs we need to select as in a select and an option. This is the label is nothing but a learning. See, I have written here learning, but you're not giving me an example of learning like HTML course, CSS course, nothing like that. Okay, and it's a select. So we need to select an options. Options is if you click on drop down, you'll be getting a multiple options, right? So for that,
Okay.
we'll be using a value. So now you'll be understanding what is a placeholder and what is a value. HTML.
JavaScript, CSS.
So this particular is select a language or select a course, whatever you want. I'm just giving the dummy text. So now this, I need at least 3 drop downs. One is HTML. Okay, this is a dummy. Select HTML. I'm just giving the values. I'm just ignoring that, but you don't do. It's okay. Let me change. I don't leave it. CSS anymore. JavaScript. So for the drop down, we'll be using this particular thing. Let me just quickly check. Yeah. So this is a drop down. So we have learned drop down also, because these all tags will be useful when you are performing an automation testing. You need to find the locators. So if it is a drop down, if in the UI page, if you see something as a drop down, then you need to remember, okay, this particular code will be definitely in somewhere in the select. So like that, for that purpose, we need to learn this. Again, a break tag. So now this is done. So if I want an image.
Image SRC.
Image tag. Image tag doesn't need, okay, there are 2 tags, for example, what doesn't need a closing tags. Can you name me what are those?
Break.
Exactly.
Image.
We are using a breaks, but there is no
image tag.
Image SRC.
So other is input type will be image. Input type will be file. So whatever this type is really mandatory, guys. If you want a text box, you need to go with the text. If you want a radio button, you need to go with the radio button checkbox. So this type is mandatory. Whatever you want, that will be declaring in the type itself. So if for an image, I need a file. So that is the reason I have taken it as a file. So break tag. So if I want a date, I mean a calendar, label as start date. Any idea for this particular calendar, what is the input type I need to take?
Select or data.
Yeah.
So for image, we need label, right?
Yes. Image, we don't require a label. For the heading, I mean for the title of that particular text box, we are mentioning it in the label. Label is nothing but we are labeling something.
Okay.
It's
like a title.
In the
Hey,
name.
Usha.
Yes.
I want to ask you, like in option, we don't use that type thing while doing that option. Yeah. So why we don't use that type in the option?
That's
if I didn't give,
right?
Here I have already given the text box. So let me delete this text. I have removed the select
language.
So this
I can see that. Okay.
I'm sorry, what you understand? I thought of it. This particular select should be visible here. That is what my expectation, but I'm not sure why it is visible. That is the use of value. That means it should show. Yeah, it is not visible. I'm not sure. But this particular option will always have a value. because we'll be like how this particular ID and a placeholder is there for this particular first name. Like that for select, we'll be always referring with a value.
Value.
But
Okay.
why now it didn't show HTML?
It didn't show, even though we written. I think
Yeah.
for the drop downs, we don't show, only for the text boxes, the value will be visible like that.
Not like that. Like now when you corrected that, it showed CSS and JavaScript, but it didn't show HTML.
Yeah, because I removed this HTML.
So after putting this also, once you went, it was not showing that.
Is it?
Yeah, it is not showing. Yeah, correct.
Maybe I did not save. Let me save it and let me refresh it.
Yeah, now it came.
Yeah, I did not save it. Saving is always mandatory, guys. Whatever you are, if you want to a new action to be performed, then you need to save it immediately.
Wait,
so, okay, this is the wrong type.
So it's Usha, it's like we have to memorize also, right? In the option, we have to be like that, and the placeholder, we have to do it in that way, right?
Yes. That really helpful when you're coding.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
See,
so I think instead of memorizing, it all comes with practice, right?
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, correct. Keep on practicing. Yeah.
Question, like, is there any shortcut for save, or you have to go to file and save each and every time?
Control S.
Control S.
Okay.
Guys, never ever use this. Okay, you just start with using the shortcuts, because this is really your time savings, and that is the best practice. Control S is for save. So for the first time, you'll definitely go with like this. Then you can see here, instead of save, I can say the Control S also. So I'll be using the keyboard on. For a new file, Control N. Open file, Control O. So these are the shortcuts. And Control S is a mandatory shortcut. It's okay. When you start practicing in your system, then definitely you will be searching for shortcuts only. You don't go every time for the file. Trust me.
Okay.
And for the description in the sense, if you want, like if you want to type for a paragraph, say at the end of in a forms, you'll be having, right? If there are any comments, please mention it. So that will be a big text box.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for that particular big ones, we don't use a text box. We'll be using a text area. Okay.
But for paragraphs, can't we do P like the one we were doing it before?
Yeah, but in paragraphs comes under, if you want the 3 to 4 lines to be already, okay. Paragraph comes under, see, this particular is a paragraph. That means you already entered something and you want to see it. So these 2 lines is nothing but a paragraph. So, but here you want to type something in a 2 lines. So it doesn't come in the paragraph. You can't take a P tag. Text area, see, paragraph is something, for the paragraph, you can't keep a text box, right? You can't keep an empty text box. You can enter something in a paragraph. Okay, let me show you. So P tag, you are asking a P tag. So I just open and close. So how to keep a text box here? I can't add a text box. Paragraph type text doesn't help me, right? So for that particular thing, I'm just going with a text area. So what does it text area? You can take a number of rows, how many rows you wanted, how many columns you wanted. For example, sample, I just need 10 rows, sorry, 10 columns and rows, 5 rows. So this much space it is going to occupy for me. Let me just save it. See, it is taking me 10 columns and a 5 row space. If I'm going to increase more, the space also will be increased. So as per that required, I'm just taking. So this is like a text area. Instead of description, you can give comments. So you can add Amazon is good, something. You'll be mentioning a
review or something. Okay.
I'm sorry.
I mean, like
my voice is breaking.
Or any description. For that purpose, you're doing this, right?
I'm sorry, guys. It really breaking me. I'm sorry, I could not hear.
Like you told, this is it's kind of like review, or if you are want to add any more extra comments or something.
Exactly. Some websites will ask, right? Can you please describe survey? In surveys, we'll be asking any more comments from you, any feedbacks.
Yeah,
so
additional information.
Exactly. For that, we'll be using this. And for an image, if I want to keep an image always an image SRC. SRC is nothing but the path, the folder. Let me just quickly check. Okay, there is some image already I saved in my desktop. It's the name of test image. So I'm just taking this test image dot, whether I need to know whether it's a JPG file or PNG file. As per that only we need to save. If it's a PNG dot PNG, if it's a JPG dot JPG. And you want this particular image, you know, any idea what is this alt? Any idea what is this alt stands for?
Alternative.
Nothing but an alternative.
Alt and tab if we are.
If we can't find an image, so the text
Exactly.
will display.
Perfectly. If there is no image with this,
about the image.
yes, exactly. If there is no image found, then instead of this particular, there is an alternative. So that is, this is a text message will be popped up instead of this image. If there is image is not finding, that means due to they removed an image or something, they changed a logo. So instead of that particular image, there'll be an alternative text. So that is what alternative. So now let me just quickly go back. See, here you can see a big image. I want this particular image with a small one. I want to reduce the height and the width of this particular. So then I can go with height. I need only some 40 and width 40. Height and width, you know guys, see, height is nothing but this one and width is nothing but this side. So height and width, I just decreased. I did not keep a label here. Okay. I'm just going to add this particular in this image file, then you'll understand. So image.
Break.
We are using a break, but mostly they don't use a break. They'll be using a different CSS for those different coding. But this is what is required for us. This is enough.
Could you also show how alt works, Usha?
I'm sorry, how?
Could you also show how alt works?
Okay. Just where is this image? Okay, test image one. This particular image one is not there in my thing.
Extra.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
So if there is no image, it couldn't find the image, then that particular alternative will be this one.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. And after the description, okay, the final is terms and conditions box. It's enough. We have given a very good one. Terms and conditions. Finally, I need to check a sign up or I have read, I agreed. Those all will
submit
the conditions.
Acknowledgement.
So this is also a checkbox. I have used somewhere. I'll just copy paste for now because I can't type again. So checkbox and name is TNC something. So after the checkbox, what the final button? What is required? I need something to log or submit.
Continue.
Button. Yeah, continue or something. So input type should be submit. Type should be submit. Submit is nothing but a button. I'll be getting it. So name is also a submit. So see here you can see these all are intended. That means there are very nice. I can see one line, but here alignment is different. Thank you. I forgot that word. Alignment is different. So go to the edit, line, reindent. But I did not select anything. Edit, line, and reindent. See. So that is the use of this particular thing. Edit, line, and if you want the indentation, the proper alignment, you just go with this particular. So now if you want, in some websites, you can see a copyright, right? At the bottom of the zip. For that particular copyright, I'm going with a paragraph tag, close tag, and I need a copyright like Wynisco, whatever the form we design. That's for this particular copyright. For the copyright, you'll be getting a symbol C and a circle. Any idea what is a copyright looks like? Then let me show you.
C and a circle.
Yeah. Copy. So this is the copyright code. Okay. And the P tag is not here. So let me just. So this is Wynisco. This is what the copyright symbol I'm talking about. So that means copyright is nothing but this complete registration page has all the copyrights of this particular Wynisco Foundation only, no others. It's just a dummy website, ignore me. If it is an actual Amazon, we can't dummy the Amazon website, right? Because all the copyrights are only for the Amazon people. We can't use the same template, and if we can't, instead of an Amazon, I can't use a dummy Amazon and I can't create a website because there will be a law. It's against to the law, right? So for that sake, they'll be keeping a copyrights for few websites. Only the rights to edit something or to delete something or to add something, only the copyright comes under that particular organization. So that is the nothing but copyright here. So we have successfully completed a skeleton. So this is how only the HTML looks. Okay, this is just a HTML, basic HTML. And terms and conditions, yeah, this is really worst. It's okay when you add a CSS.
Sometimes you use break for once, and sometimes you write for 2 times.
Yeah, if I want more space, then I can give for one, just to show the difference. Here I have used 2 times, here just 1 time. So okay. Just for the difference I have used.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So here I want to style this particular Wynisco is there, right? Wynisco Foundation at the bottom. I want to style only that for that particular thing. This is called an inline styling. That means here in the P itself, I'm going to use a style only for that particular line. So I just want to test a line. I want this particular text in a center. So only this line, when I want to use some styling only for this line, then I can use style directly here. Let me just quickly refresh. So it comes in the center. So when I want to use for all the things, that means all the P tags, which is available in this particular form, then I'll be writing here in the head tag. So that is the difference between a head. So all the style sheet will be always there in a head only. So for example, quickly we'll be doing a styling for the body. Body is nothing but entire body. Whatever is written in till here to here, complete body, I need to change the styling. So definitely styling starts with the background color. Let me go with some light green. So margin, this is mandatory. Margin is nothing but I want it to be aligned properly with the complete margins, like not here and there. So these all you don't need to remember, guys. And for just, we want our, at least Wynisco should be a little bit beauty. So that is the reason I'm just adding something. And maximum width. This particular body, I need 900 pixel. Let me show you what is 900 pixel and everything. And like for an understanding, I'm just going to add a border. 2 pixel is nothing but the width, the radius which I want to take, solid. And color is black. So I have given a body, a background color, and a font family. I need this particular font as my font, and maximum width. Here now itself you see the complete website is occupied. Complete, whatever the measurement is there, my laptop. So complete it is coming, but I need only for 900 pixels. And I need a border for this particular form. Let me just refresh it. So this is what. So I have written the body and the background color, and I have changed the font to sans serif something, and I have given the border. So this is just for a body. For example, if I'm going with an, where is my H1? I have given H1. So can someone answer me? If I want to align this particular text as a center, what is I need to keep? What is the tag?
Text align center.
Exactly. Let me take with text align center. Okay. Still, I want to increase my font weight or font size. Okay, font size, font weight, we don't require. If I want to keep a border for this particular thing, so I'll be taking as a border 1 pixel, solid, and any color, light, golden, something. It's very big, so I just choose this. So this is the border. If I want a background color,
background color.
We'll be always getting. So I'll be taking the same light golden border. So this is it. So everything what you're doing is always comes under a styling. For example, label. I want to go with the label. Font weight. See here, I can see as a just normal text. If I want these all label names to be in a bold, so I'm giving directly here. Font weight is bold. So this is all. So all the beauty comes here. And input, for example, input tags. So when you're practicing directly in your system, then you'll be understanding how to do it. It's a padding 8 pixel. Let me show you what is this padding 8 pixel. So now you see how this particular text aligns. See, 8 pixel, it increased this particular text box. So that is nothing but padding, margin. This all comes under a CSS. We don't require those all. So just remember the names, that's it. We'll be using a margin, padding, those all. So margin is nothing but the space between this first name and last name. For that particular thing, I'm using it as a margin. So somewhat better than the skeleton, right? So that is what I'm trying here. I'm not trying more, something better than. So for this, I have used somewhere the submit button. Here, as of now, I can submit like this. But if I want some decoration for the submit button. So submit in this particular input box, only for the type submit, I need a style. So that means I have to take like this input. Only for this type text box, I can write a different color code. Only for the input type submit only I need. Only for that submit button, I'm just writing the style here. Padding 3 pixel because that's a small text box. Margin top. You'll slowly understand. These all are not required just for the style sheet I'm just writing. You don't need to learn these all also. I'll be sending you this code. You just practice when you have a time. Just create a some dummy random website or anything. So this particular font, I need a cursive font family and font weight to be bold. So let me just see. It's a cursive, somewhat a slight unique for the padding, margin. This all comes in with a different. So now I'm going to use it. Translate, transform. You just tell me what is this transform stands for. What is the difference you have observed with this transform? Translate 10.2%. Any person. So as of now, you saw this. So what did you see? What did you observe?
Image
without
change.
More clear.
It's a little bit of clear, and the space it moved to this side. For example, I give you 30.2.
You can move it to one side, maybe. Yeah.
A little bit. So that is a little bit of more clear way. So that is we'll be using it as. So like this, whatever the style you want to add it, you can keep on adding for the form. Finally, for form. Width 100%. So this is just a sample dummy HTML and CSS. So I mean, why I'm teaching you this is really helpful at the beginning before starting my QA career. What I did is the HTML websites like this a dummy things. I'll be just keeping the header here. Here you can see right home, about, contact. Previously we used to have a websites like home, contact, payment. So if I click on home button, it will navigate to the second page. These all comes under the static websites only. So just like how the HTML acts, how the CSS. So those all before my QA journey, this is what I used to practice for. So this really helped me a lot in this QA. So the basic knowledge of this selects, the options or the text names or the ID names, placeholders, this all really will be helpful a lot, guys. Trust me. So today homework is, we have extended to 1.5 hours. So today's homework is, I just want you to practice at least any one HTML thing, just a normal basic things like what we have given it. I don't need any CSS. CSS is It's your wish. But HTML, you should remember the tags. That is really, really helpful. Okay. I'll be sending you this basic code and I'll be sharing you this document also, HTML document. So you can go there and please install Sublime Text because this is really helps a lot. If you are using the same thing in the Notepad, you can't even see with this colorful. You can see a dummy text, whatever you want. So this is somewhat better. Then you'll be understanding. So only for that sake, I prefer editors instead of notepads because we just want to, for the time save, this is mandatory and we want to learn. So then just go with the editors. You just install a Sublime Text in your desktops and you just write a dummy code, anything. For example, I thought of giving you this sample thing. I need personal details like name, password, email ID, gender, and 2 drop downs. And this is the checkbox and this is the text area. And this is the choose file. File is nothing, but if you are selecting an input type as file, then you will be getting like this file. So submit. So this is what I need, guys. If you're having time only, because I know it's too late. If you're having time, you just go with this particular form. You capture a screenshots because this won't be nice if I send this in group. They may understand what is this, why did you send this. So you just capture a screenshot, or if you want, I can share it to you also. So just go through it. And I'll be sharing you in the WhatsApp group this particular document. You just go through what is the CSS and what is the HTML. The basic is enough. So this is what our output, right? Without the CSS, our page is like this. When we added a style sheet, it is somewhat colorful. So that is the only difference. So this is what a front end we have finished. Only this one day class is enough, guys, for a HTML and CSS. So basic knowledge is always a mandatory. And we'll be using it is in a coding purpose. Okay, let me show you why this particular in a real time. So we are done with our today's session. So don't worry, I'm not going to start another one. I'm just going to show you how these tags are useful in an automation. This ID name or an XPath, the elements, where did we use this all? So then you'll understand, okay, we used it somewhere. So we'll get an interest to learn it. Oh, come on, this Eclipse is opening slow. Okay. Yeah, if I want an automate and Selenium website or an Amazon website, for example, okay, if I want to automate that, assume this is an Amazon code. So I'll be writing all the web elements of that particular Amazon website, complete Amazon website. I have used all the web elements like this. See here you can see, right? See button contains text accept, span contains just single tree. So if I want to perform any action on that particular button, I need to write some code that is nothing but some tags. Here button is a tag, and here in our Wynisco, here we have used the submit. So if I right click and inspect, so I'm telling it how to write this particular. So here input type is a submit. So I'll be, instead of this button, I'm taking input. So this particular input, instead of this, I'll be taking name, contains name as submit. So that is what we'll be writing backend code for an automation. So as soon as I write that code, it will click on that particular submit. So that is what it helps us. So you need to know the basic knowledge of HTML to work on this particular automation. So this is mandatory. You need to know what are the tags, what is an ID. See here I used an ID and ID name. So those all will be useful in a later sessions. Don't worry, we are just go through each and everything. And it's not just I'm teaching you something, I want you all to do. So I'll be asking you questions each and every one. And we are conducting the interviews also. So don't worry, if we are starting from a zero is also absolutely fine. We'll learn as much as we can, everything. Everyone goal is to hit in some company, right? We should get a job, we should be placed somewhere. So that really helps you. So don't worry about it. If you're starting from the beginning also, if you don't know what is a computer, even I never searched a computer. I have seen my daughter working in computer, but I don't know what is computer is also absolutely fine. We'll teach here, we'll learn here. So don't worry about it, guys. All good? Any doubts?
Yeah, good.
I think some people slept in this session.
Little bit.
Nothing
It's
like
12
that.
o'clock.
Hey, wake up, wake up. We are done with our session.
Can we start little early, Usha?
Yeah, sure, definitely. From tomorrow, we can start little early. Let's start with it 30 minutes early. Starting from the 26th, I'll definitely change the timings, okay? Don't worry about it.
This is like too late and, after.
Yeah, it's a very midnight, Usha.
Going to bed.
Yeah, I understand. I'm really sorry for that because we are in different countries. That is why this is happening. So definitely we'll change the timings. Don't worry about it. I know. I can understand your pain. Is that okay? Like early morning is okay for you guys?
Oh my
Early
God.
morning means
Yeah, early morning it is not possible
No,
actually.
early morning.
Kids are going to
Early morning
school
in the sense
actually.
like 6:30, 7 a.m.
No.
No,
No, Usha,
Yes,
early
kids
morning
are
is
going
not
to
possible
actually.
because
kids
we
will
have
go to
kids
the
and they
school,
have to
right?
go to the
Kids
school.
school, so
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and
I
all
think most of the
like,
folks are not working. So it's
no,
good to
I'm
start
working,
after
so
morning 9 o'clock, something like that. Because for
Yeah, I'm
everyone,
also
kids will go to
working.
school, then everyone will get
Now it is
will be free.
10:30 in India.
10:30 p.m. Oh, that's okay then. Okay, then okay.
No,
We'll
no,
just
no.
try
No,
to
no,
change.
no.
No,
If it
morning
is
is not
I
fine.
think
No, because I have to go at the office
It's
at
at
9 o'clock.
12 p.m. on our place. 12
Yeah,
a.m.
correct.
Sorry,
Same
12
here.
a.m.
no.
it's
If it
already
is
past midnight.
9 a.m.
Yeah.
in US, it will be
Hey
again.
Usha,
Okay.
Can we start at 10 on
can
here?
I leave the meeting if it's not important?
Yeah, sure.
If
I'll
it
just
is
definitely
9
check with.
9 means everyone
Thank you so
good, I
much.
think.
Yeah, yes, I understand. I'll just check with Radhika and I'll come back to you guys. Okay, for the training sessions, just ignore that. Let's go. Tomorrow we'll start a little bit, half an hour, 30 minutes early, and we'll finish it in 1 hour, okay?
Okay. Thank
That
you.
means in my time, daily I'm starting at 8 a.m. So I'll be starting at 7:30 a.m. only. That means you're
But
starting
can you
at
start
10:30
at
means
7
10:30.
o'clock, Usha?
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, I'll try.
Because
I'll
7
try.
o'clock means our time is
It's
it is
going to
too
be
late. It's
9.
Okay,
12:15
okay,
actually
okay.
around.
Almost 9:30.
Tomorrow we'll start at 7 o'clock. I mean 7 a.m. in my time. Yours is 9:30 p.m. I guess,
9.
right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yes,
So
9:30
at least
p.m.
So
1
EST.
hour.
tomorrow we'll schedule our class at 9:30 p.m. your time. Done?
I mean,
Yeah.
we
Okay,
are
done,
from
Usha.
different
Thank you
time
so
zones, I
much.
guess, Usha. Like many people are like 9:30, many people it's 10 o'clock, 10:30. It's different time zone, right? Everyone is not from same place.
Oh, okay then, guys. Let me check with Radhika once. Okay, she'll update you within few hours. She'll update you. As per that, you please. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you,
you.
guys. Thank you so
All
much.
right. Thank you so
Nice.
much.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Usha, for the session.
Yeah. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you,
And we
Usha.
just
Have a good
practice,
day.
okay? Just practice any kind of form, any
Yeah.
one
Okay.
form.
Okay,
Thank
sure.
you, guys.
Sure, Usha.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Usha.
Bye. Good
Bye.
night.
Bye.
Good night. Bye.